What is up, everybody? Dreadful Rick's back. And yeah, it's been a good minute since I've done one of these what you call regular videos. It's for 4th of July weekend, and I decided I have a little bit of time, and I'll throw something together. So I decided to do something in recognition of one of our pals in the VC, and that would be Logan of the Metal Drunken Musings. No, Metal and Beer Snob. There you go. I'm such a friend, right? I remember your channel. Anyway, so he's currently at, I think last time I checked, 278 subs. So, dude, you should be at 3 at this point. And, you know, he's been making a concerted effort, putting out some decent content and just talking about the stuff he enjoys. And why wouldn't you, right? It's your YouTube channel. And hopefully there are some like-minded people who enjoy similar things. Just like here, kind of, if I put out stuff often enough. Anyway, enough about that. So he did a video not terribly long ago. So it is the Metal Renaissance of the years 2012 and 2016. And it was basically his, I guess, development years of metal, more or less. I mean, I'm sure he was into music before then. But basically, we're kind of cutting teeth into a lot of the metal during his college years. And he wanted people to make a response during those years. I guess people of his generation. I'm not of his generation. You know, I'm quite a bit older. I'm a 90s kid. I was in high school during the 90s. And, you know, my college years were, I guess, what you call late 90s, early 2000s. And so I don't have the same kind of frame of reference in the way that he does. But I decided to do just a response to this anyway, because I feel like he had a good period for metal during that time. And between 2012 and 2016, you still some interesting things in development, as he highlighted in his video, and just talking about some of the bands. Like Carcass made a comeback as an example, and so on and so on. So I made a couple little polls and just talk about where my head was at, and kind of what I was getting into during that span of, what, 4 years, something like that. So that'd be really cool. And also, he sent me a package my way. So this is going to be a bit of a VCLT quickie unboxing too. It's a small box, so I don't expect this to go very long anyway. But meaning small box, meaning it's not vinyl, so it's not a lot of awkward pulling out and re-sleeving, and so you don't have to worry about any of that. So anyway, here I am. So happy 4th of July if you're in the US, if anyone cares about any of that. So just finally happy to be back doing videos once again. I don't feel very pressured. I don't feel like anybody really cares. So, you know, I kind of just do it as I feel. You know how that rolls. A couple guys have been very busy, making me look very lazy. Scott, no solution. So, and his naked lady pics. We're almost always thumbnails now. Is all your thumbnails like that now? Anyway, so what do I got? You know, can't talk about Logan, who's, again, based in New Orleans, formerly of North Carolina. And really cool dude. And he's one that you know, has been a regular with us during the Saturday and our live streams, and I hope you guys have been enjoying that. You know, we usually stream during the weekends, so maybe we'll get something going this weekend. So anyway, for this occasion, I pulled this Shiner Black Lager, and I saw this sitting there. I've never had it before, and it looked quite black metal, so I figured, you know what, this would be a cool fucking pull for this segment here. It's called Shiner because there's a company called Spetzel Brewing, which are based out of a town called Shiner over in Texas. So love the design. I love Don't be afraid of the dark. Look at that. So I thought it was pretty cool. It's a 4.9. You know what I mean? It could have been a 6.66 and it would have been perfect for this particular thing. So I do have some black metal pulls, so I figured this might have been a cool freaking tie-in, right? So yeah, I guess it's got some dark hops or some stuff going on. I was trying to read the description, and there we go, it's dripping already. But okay. I think it says something about having a coffee aftertaste or something like that, and you know, I'm a coffee guy, so it seems very fitting for me. It's actually quite yummy. It's actually a lot more smoother than I thought it was going to be. And every drop of Shiner is brewed, yep, in Shiner, Texas. Why wouldn't it? So let me put that down and see what we got. But before I begin, you know, I got this package in the mail, right? Quite a while back, and I dropped my stuff in the meantime. So I got this package, and it's been sitting there for weeks and weeks and weeks. And just because I've been so occupied with everything else, I decided, you know what, I'm going to just open it here while I'm at it. So it's from Corpse Gristle. And I'm thinking, man, what must the... You know, a lot of us who order a lot of death metal and black metal and stuff from extreme labels. Some of these extreme labels have very extreme kind of names, right? And we forget there's a world of people out there who are not into extreme music, not into extreme metal. So to us, as we talk about this stuff daily, you know, or just regularly in the VC, we tend to really normalize this stuff. It's music that we love and whatnot, but normal people, when I say normal, are non-metalheads, non-extreme listeners, see these names and often they're either disgusted, amused, or just outright they just find it overly silly, right? You know, so I've had people snicker at some of this stuff because it is outrageous, you know. So we got a label here called Corpse Gristle. It's got a big ass heart on it, you know what I mean? And it also says heavy. Now we know this is not heavy, but you know, we're talking about maybe heavy music. So I see all this stuff in there and I'm like, what is the mailman thinking? Dropping this stuff here, you know what I mean? And this packaging, love this box. And this is packaging done right. I mean, this is a box I don't want to throw away just because of how cool. You know, I mean, look at that. It's got this nice print on the back. You know, you got the little QR code. They went through a lot of trouble. You know, a lot of labels just order generic boxes like this and plain instead of on their way, and that's fine too. You know, everybody's got costs, but these guys went the extra mile. So I decided at least highlight this, at least give this some recognition because I care about that kind of stuff. Caution: death metal contents may cause bloating, decay, and or decapitation. Okay, Corpse Gristle, and they're just a great distro that has, you know, reasonable prices. They ship pretty quickly. So what did I order? So you know, leaving you all in suspense. So I know what's in here. This is a band that played the Maryland Death Fest, and they've been quite a long hiatus. So they've been kind of spotty with releases, and so I decided to pick this up, which was on sale over at Corpse Gristle. And if you watch Melanie Loves Death Metal, she's talked about them quite a lot. And she's quite a fan, has picked up quite a things from there. So very cool. So a lot of us who watch her channel pay attention to this kind of thing. Corpse Gristle themselves are based out of Conroe, Texas. So yes, it is US based. So I'm got my trusty X-Acto here, and I'm giving it a careful opening here. So let's see what we got. So this is a band out of New York. Old school death metal, and this is should be their debut from 1992. And oh wow, yeah, you know, wow, they went the extra mile. And holy shit, they threw in a CD of Piss Vile Gunk EP over here, Visions of Blasphemy. Holy shit. Now, if you guys watched my videos quite some time back, I actually showed this. This is something I made an order through Melanie Loves Death Metal. I think she threw this in the box. So I have another copy now, which is awesome. I mean, I could definitely send this over someone's way who I think would really, really dig it. So if you guys find this lacking, somebody can hit me up or whatever. But hey, I got an extra copy. Pretty cool. They threw that in there. I don't think Corpse Crystal watches my channel, so you probably didn't know. And yeah, and there's a whole bunch of stickers and stuff they threw in the sleeve here. So again, I don't talk about these guys very much or blow them up on my channel, like other channels may do. So this is just a regular dude making a regular order, and this is just the kind of stuff that they put in the box. But yeah, so I'm talking about Morpheus Descends. And so this is Ritual of Infinity, and this is of course a reissue, and this is some OG Bradley Moore artwork. And if you guys know, he is the guy are now doing a lot of the stuff. I mean, he's got a very distinctive style, even way back in the early 90s. He has sort of the kind of hit that style, and he just developed and just gotten better and better since. Stuff is very surreal, very abstract. It kind of reminds me of who's that artist that did all the early Incantation albums? It kind of, it's just all very surreal and very dark, and although this one right here is a lot more, it's more saturated on the palette, but it's still pretty gross and pretty grimy. And so this right here is a colored, and look at that. So here are the guys. I think the Dark Descent put this out. And this has a colored. God, I gotta get through all the stickers and stuff they threw in here. Sorry guys, but yeah, just a bunch of cool stuff to get through. And like I said, Corpse Crystal threw in looks like a couple stickers if I can get to it. And just overall, when they go through the extra mile. Look at that. They actually threw two of them here. So I wonder if this is a derivative of the Cannibal, the OG Cannibal Corpse logo. So very cool, very good job, guys. So yeah. So a lot of you guys who already picked this up are probably falling asleep at this moment because you've already seen this. But I just love that. Again, it goes with the artwork very well. This is a good example of what could make you love colored vinyl, with the packaging and presentation. It's just like, this is an example of kind of doing it right. A lot of us get turned off with just colored vinyl because a lot of it fucking ruins the presentation when it doesn't quite fit with the artwork, anywho, we're almost 13 minutes in and I haven't even moved on to some of this stuff. So Logan, Metal, and Beer Snob, formerly of Drunken Metalhead Musics. And so I'm going to show some 2012, 2016, what was going through my head during this period. Cool ass topic, Logan. And let's go. Cheers. 2012 through 2016. I have to admit, I wasn't buying a whole lot of physical. I was digesting a lot of digital media, and one platform that, we were well into the iTunes and, just getting into Spotify. Spotify finally opened their services over here in the US, and I wasn't quite a subscriber yet. It wasn't about 2015, something like that. I think I finally started paying for the service for access to all that stuff. I was dealing with stuff with family, whatever. I had plenty of distraction to go around. So Bandcamp was one platform that was it was the new kid too, and I found that it had a really good way of suggesting and just discovering all kinds of things in the underground, stuff that you wouldn't find on Spotify, independent releases, and a lot of bands, especially ones who were unsigned, relatively unknown, with a very limited budget too. We're looking to get their stuff out there and also retain their rights and not have to deal with all kinds of crazy fees and licensing issues and whatnot. So one band during those years I got into before I picked up anything physical from them. What's a band I had never seen anybody talk about, and they're a very good band. I think maybe because they have a very general sounding title, from Germany called Doomed, and all their stuff has this sort of very distinct artwork, very silhouetted. And so this one is the Wrath Monolith. It's really cool because if you look very closely, it's like a dude hanging from Africa, and and it's just all this crazy just stuff going on. It's like I love little nuggets like this. And so this is actually the debut, The Ancient Path. I think this one dropped in 2012 or 2013 or something like that, during those years. And when I say they're a good band, I would imagine bands like Ahab. So they got a funeral element, but it's not slow and plodding like a lot of these other bands. These guys, I wouldn't put them 100% into the funeral doom category. They're too melodic for me to just be relegated to that space. They have elements of stuff that you might like with October Tide and My Dying Bride, and whatnot, with elements of stuff like Ahab. So these are the two releases that I have. So I do plan on picking up more. So Solitude Productions on this one. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess a label called Death Cult, not the black metal one. That's no longer around. Looks like it's another label. But man, oh man, oh man, really good shit. And I wish more people knew more about them. Their stuff is not hard to find. You look around, you could definitely find their releases. So this is a band that's due. I think the last thing they dropped was back in 2018. So they should be due for another drop, and I'm looking very forward to it. I look at them as like Gray Skies Fallen. They're like another band who's like been around for quite a long time, but no one talks about them enough. So Doom's also in that category. So definitely check them out. So a band that formed during those years, still around, still doing things. So hooray to that. And then we also have a band that's very hot right now, and I caught their record release party with my buddy Jeff over at Gas Masks, and that would be Philadelphia's own, so local to me, Crypt Servant. So as you know, their 2024 release, the Stygian Rose, it's probably going to be on the top year contender for a lot of people, and deservedly so. Great epic doom, definitely that stuff in the vein of Candlemass. So I think they have more stuff going on, more heavy metal elements and whatnot. Very, very, very good just project. And these guys are involved in other bands too. So very, very cool. So how does this fit in? So I knew about Crypt Servant for quite a long time. And I recall getting into Bandcamp back in the day. One of the first physical things I bought from Bandcamp was actually this demo, the Crypt Servant demo. I think it's just called Demo 2013. I might have shown this on the channel before. Don't remember. So a very limited run. I think only like 300 of these were made, something like that. But they never reissued ever since. So yeah, Dark Descent put this out. So it's like a proper demo, and very well done production. And even then, I knew this is a band to keep my eye on. Just because they had so much potential, and over time they've proven that is the case. We got 3 full lengths in. Ruins of Fading Light, I think, was the last full length, and Out of the Garden was, I think, followed up this. And so right off the bat, these guys are just a bag of talent. I mean, there are other bands like Unrest. They got a grindcore project. Daeva, another band that's very hot right now. I caught them this year at the Metal and Beer Fest. So fucking Crypt Sermon, man. So just epic doom of the best proportions, I guess I could say. So very, very good stuff. What was going on? Let's let's go to Salt Lake City, Utah, and 2012. It might have been 2011, but my memory's on 2012. And during this run of black metal, especially in the US, the atmospheric thing really started taking off. And I noticed that more and more of these channels were coming up and talking about some of the bands. And atmospheric black metal is not a new thing. I mean, we had other things like summoning, whatnot, who took on these sounds and really expanded on it and made things more grandiose in that kind of way. And in the US, there was a heap of musicians who were taking influence from that. And I think one of the markers of great U.S. black metal, who took on the mantle of bands like Summoning, was headed by a project by a fella. I think this is a two-person thing. Jake Rogers was one of the members. Caladan Brood came out, and it's actually got a Summoning cover on here. Marching Homewards, and this is the Echoes of Battle. So this is the only release so far they put out, and they have, again, it's been more than a decade now. So I don't know if they ever plan on doing another drop of this. Very lush, very grandiose, beautiful, just US black metal. Very great production. It's got that sort of that Tolkien-esque feel and everything you would expect from a band. Is very influenced by that Summoning sound. But they got their own thing going on too. There's a lot of really good extreme moments, but also very expansive, and just again with its own modern take at the same time. Very great packaging. This has been reissued several times, so this is one that I feel like if you are into atmospheric black metal, this is something on your palette. This is not to be overlooked, in my opinion. So just great packaging overall. They threw in this cool sticker. I just love that logo, so I decided to just highlight it here. So what else we got? And so Jake Rogers and company were involved in other things too, during these years. I guess was very formative for them. And Winterlore was kind of their other black metal side project. This was actually sent my way, I think, by Jake, the Upside Down Church. So thanks again, Jake. 4 Swords Against the Pious. And this dropped in 2013. So this is the debut. I think there's 2 more releases after this. This should be due for another drop. So yeah, this is an 8.5. I think you could buy a non-8.5 version of this at the same time. So I think this has this might be a little difficult to find right now. But this is more of the more straightforward black metal project. So if you like Caladan Brood and then you jump to something like this, it's going to be a little jarring just because it's definitely a different kind of band, even though it does share some members. And this is more of the European side of things. If I told you this was US black metal, you probably wouldn't want to believe me. They go, no, this is convincingly very European. I think of bands like like Sargeist and it just has that very, I would say even there's Eastern European. There's elements of juke and other things going on in here. Like I said, I could hear various influences on it. It's definitely a darker album. It's definitely just overall more of the traditional black metal kind of direction with this. So very, very cool. And Jake also has a heavy metal, power metal project. So if you guys know Visigoth, and so Visigoth started before then. It was so this is a 2010 demo of Vengeance, and so I picked this up after the fact. As you can see, it's still in the shrink here. So there is an EP to follow this demo called The Final Spell, and that's where I first learned of Visigoth back in 2012, 2013. So right around the time I got into Crypt Sermon, I was discovering other things. And that same year was Visigoth. And I fell in love with that Final Spell EP. So by the time they dropped their debut album, I was all in. This was something that was definitely reinvigorating my palate for that power heavy metal sound. It took a modern band like this to get me back into the swing of that kind of stuff. And you can actually buy a compilation CD. I think you're currently at Bandcamp, which has the demo material and the Final Spell EP. Again, the material that they dropped before the debut album. So there you go. Fucking Visigoth, just great power US heavy metal. out of Salt Lake, US. So if you guys have not, I mean, if that's something already in your palette, I mean, I'm probably just blabbering on because you probably already know about this band. But if you don't, fucking check out Visigoth. And what was going on during those years? You know, what other things? I was discovering Panopticon. So Austin Lund, I don't need to say a whole lot. You know, you guys who follow this channel are probably already fans of that kind of material, and you know, and his stuff is very highly, very highly regarded, just because it's something that's, I think, very. It's a good measure of what quality atmospheric US black metal is like. And why am I bringing this up here? I mean, Panopticon started before 2012. But I think during the years of 2012 to 2016 is where his stuff really was started getting like a lot of recognition. And a lot of channels like Count Blackroth was really highlighting and blowing up a lot of his releases. And that definitely caught my attention. And so, as you guys know, Austin was based out of Kentucky, and hence his album right here, Kentucky. And he was doing a different kind of trick than everybody else. You know, he was doing this sort of he could do the pagan thing, the very dark thing. He was doing a lot of the melodic stuff, you know, but he also threw elements of bluegrass on here. So on paper, it sounds like something that shouldn't work, but it does. It just fucking does. And I put this on, and I'm like, and you know, I was forewarned. He goes, "Look, this has some. I'm not a what you call a bluegrass guy. You know, like this is. I'm like, I don't know. You know." You know, and I was not disappointed. Beautiful release. This is a I think this was Norvis and Beinrune co-release. I don't know if this was the first one Beinrune put out at Panopticon. Was it the first one? Marty, you might have to chime in on that. So Austin, just kind of a departing album for Kentucky for him before his big move over to Minnesota. And holy shit, and I gotta say, he followed it up with a very appropriately titled Roads to the North, which has been recently reissued, by the way, on vinyl, so get on that. And so this doesn't have the, I guess what you call the very, this has more in-your-face bluegrass moments in here. This is more of a statement too, to just the abuses and things that were going on with the coal mine and everything else. You know, Austin's very the way he does the social messaging with his stuff is very heartfelt and very real. And you know, this kind of leaves you with a very a heavy heart and just an element of sadness too with what goes on here and the way he portrays it in his music. But when he moved to Road to the North, this is a darker thing. It had a lot more, a different kind of energy. And this is probably my favorite release that he's put out since then. I love Autumn Eternal too. And but you know, this is one I go back to a lot. And Road to the North, again, just the cover showing the element of coldness and everything, and just the reinvigorated energy that Austin had with this new scenery definitely has shined through in the music on Road to the North. So thought I'd at least highlight that. Bandcamp years and whatnot, when I was getting to this stuff, there was a, you know, if you guys watch my channel long enough, you know that, you know, I love my stoner and doom, you know, and whatever, you know, or heavy rock, you know, I love my Caius and shit like that. And one band that I definitely have taken notice, and then by the time they dropped this, I didn't know it would be their final album. And I'm talking about 2013's Spiral Arms with their album Freedom. And this is a project, I think it was the band used to be called Man-Made God, and then eventually switched to Spiral Arms. We have, I think, 2 other full lengths before this, as far as I'm aware. And this would end up being their final album. I'm still not 100% on why they broke up, but this is some, and boy did they end on a fucking banger. I love every single track on here. Dropping Like Flies. I mean, check out that music video. It's very hard hitting, very cool riffs. You can hear influences of Motorhead and you know, it's like Motorhead and Caius, and you know, and there's some biker rock, you know, and with it's like it kind of teeters the edge of metal and hard rock all at the same time. So so Tim Narducci and I think the bassist goes by Cornbread, and who actually played in Vicious Rumors. So it's got a cool background. And so when they split, I thought that I wouldn't be hearing from these guys again, but not too long after, some of the members got back together and reformed as the Watchers. So this is the first EP before they dropped more material. They actually have a new album this year. You probably saw me in the live stream bitching about the cover art because of its I suspect it's AI generated. But man, I was not disappointed. These guys have a little bit of a different sound than Spiral Arms, but it's definitely still has that kind of falls in that same category of that sort of stoner doom. You know, I mean, they're called Sabbath Highway. I mean, that right there off the bat kind of tells you just the one shot where a lot of their influences lie. But just really cool introduction to what this band's about. So I still miss Spiral Arms. Tim Narducci been into music for a long time. I mean, he started on Tyrannicide, I mean, as one of the early releases I have that he's worked on, as far as I know. But anyway, so that's another cool one. And also, during those years, we had bands coming in who were trying to do something different. So you have the atmospheric black metal side, and some bands have decided to put in more electronic elements into their music. And then we had Australia's Mesarthim, I think is how you say it. I don't know. And this is the second full length. I still need to grab Isolate, which is their first one. This one's just called Absence, and which I believe is actually I think it goes like this. It doesn't matter. So Mesarthim, it's electronic, kind of trancey, but very enveloped in atmosphere. And all their stuff is very expansive looking as far as their aesthetics go. They kind of trying to portray this element of space that, and all the stuff in the back is where they put the track listings and everything. But all their covers pretty much are like kind of, I guess are NASA photos of just various stuff and galaxies and, just Oort clouds and whatever else they have in there. So Avant-Garde, I think you guys assigned to Avant-Garde. And I kind of fell in love with the stuff right away. I played in the background, and I'm just saying, I get taken away. And so this one here is just, it's called Absence, and it's all written in sort of in this Morse code. So it's already hard to find the name of this. They don't actually write the album name anywhere. So it's just Morse code. And they're still around. I still need to pick up a lot of their other releases. I have quite a few here, so I'm a little spotty in their discography. But as I see it around at a good price, one of the reasons why I don't have all the material yet is because when they drop, it's not always available in the U.S. and the import costs are ridiculous. So when I have the opportunity, and that's when I snap them up, when they're reasonably priced, and just very great projects. And again, if you like the sort of heavily enveloped atmosphere with a little bit of electronics, but it's not so overt in your face, it's done very tastefully. But if you want something a little more in your face, a little more kind of in that vein, you like your cosmic black metal, because unlike Mesarthim, does have vocal moments and it screams, but it's not very front in the mix. It kind of just becomes all part of one thing with this music and sound. But there's a project out of Italy. I think that started I think they formed in 2011 and dropped their first thing in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And so right now I just have their latest EP. This is from 2018, but I would say start with their earlier material and move up. So if you like the more industrial side of black metal, still with the cosmic elements, if you like, and I would recommend this for fans, if you like Mysticum, but with a little bit of more of a modern sound, check out Progeny Terrestre Pura. And very cool project. And yeah, this is the Starcross EP. Fucking love it. One reason why I also pulled this is because it does get technical, The vocal work is very aggressive and intense. And so again, this is not a casual listen to something like Mess Theme, but also because this is another A5. But you know, a lot of you guys may not like that format. But if you're gonna go with the A5 format, this is an example of a release which is fucking done right. And what do I mean by that? Is they took advantage of the form factor of this. So you have this right here going on, and then it just tells a story. It's like there's like a comic book in here, just kind of going over with some of the stuff, and as it kind of takes you along through the journey of the music here, so you can find all the lyrics and storylines and details. And here's more comic book stuff here. It's just fucking cool presentation. This is a great example of the A5 format just done right in this kind of presentation. And it's also, it's nice, thick, heavy stock, so it's just not going to just fall apart on you in 2 seconds. But it's a cool listen. Again, like I said, it's kind of an industrial side. I mean, it doesn't have it's not very Godflesh, you know. They still have their own thing going on. But like I said, if you like the Mysticom side of black metal with a bit of a modern twist, this is definitely a way to go. And so let's get a little bit controversial before I hop on to the VCLT. So one artist that has dropped, and you're probably going to be like, well, you're really showing this on this channel? Is this something that, you know, Emily Braun, I think her name is, you know, I actually enjoy her later material than I did some of the earlier stuff. But I did catch wind of this when it dropped because it was getting so much controversial attention. A lot of it on the negative side. And of course, I'm talking about Mirker. And this is the 2015 release. And I think one reason why I appreciate drops like this is because it kind of tends to force you in a position to go back and see what your stance is on things like this. This is what you call the gatekeeper's test, right? Because the moment you show something like this, the inner gatekeeper side of you, so I can your inner spider sensei gatekeeper thing tingles, and you're gonna go, this fucking shit, what the fuck is this? You know, it's just some trendy fucking hipster black metal. And you know, this is an evolving artist. You know, when she dropped her stuff, is it breaking any new ground? Is it something that's reinventing the wheel? And that was part of the controversy, right? It kind of felt like another band trying to shoe her way into this kind of scene. You know, being that she came from a pop background, you know, and then jumping something like this, it can seem very forced. And I think she finally has really found her calling with the more folky side of her music style. And I think that you know, this is kind of a test back in 2015 where people stood on black metal with releases like this and called a lot of things into question. So yeah, so Relapsed got a lot of shit over this. I don't think it's a bad release by any stretch of the imagination. It's not something I put on. I couldn't remember how many years it's been since I actually sat down and listened to this. So I don't know what my opinion would be now, but I do remember having those memories of the time when this dropped and hear all the fucking hubbub about this Mirker M album. So I don't know. Maybe you guys could have listened to it recently and can chime in. Maybe your opinions have changed on this. Maybe people were fucking a little too harsh on this thing when it dropped. You know, if music is music, people should express how they want to. You know what I mean? It's just that the element of the gatekeeping thing is definitely challenged with the releases quite like this. So there's that. Let's get to some VCLT here. What did you put in that box, Logan? Oof. Okay. The coffee aftertaste is finally kicking in. If you don't like coffee, or just the aftertaste of coffee whatsoever, this would be a hard recommend. But if you don't mind it, a little bit of coffee infused with your beer, it's actually pretty good. But like I mentioned earlier, I am a coffee guy, so this makes more sense for me. So if that's your thing, you will really like it. If it's not your thing, you're gonna hate it. I still think it should have been 6.66 proof, but that's just me. Thank you, Logan. Let's get this thing open and see what you threw in the box. He did say he was it him? No, I don't think he, no, shit. Dude, you fucking surprised me with this. That's what it was. Somebody, I'm thinking of somebody else who said they were sending something my way. It wasn't Logan. So, very cool. Okay. There we go. Very considerately packed. And, okay, looks like there's some prints in here and some other stuff. And, got the letter. Awesome, man. Your fucking beer pairings, of course. For the dreadful one. Yeah. Thank you for the camaraderie, of course, man. Over the years, it's been extremely cool to be on videos. Fuck yeah, man. Dude, you're always fun, man, when you're on with us, man. You contribute quite a bit. You're funny, you know. And we're all very good in how we, you know, take turns and how we talk about the kind of stuff that we, you know, we talk around, you know, whenever Jeff is on the streams and talking over us, you know, and we talk around him. We make it work somehow. Somehow it works. And then, yeah, the 420 stream. See, I did that stoner metal and shit and stream and all that stuff. And Brian Arkham's on with us, and you know, definitely check it out if you haven't yet. And he had some cool stuff to talk about. Spooky Halloween special, and maybe you'll be on this year's Halloween special. Yeah, once again, man, you're always a good guest. And I think I sent him my care package. I don't remember, which always seems to be a hit. So yeah, man. So yeah, I just kind of talk about some of the stuff and the stuff that we've been through, and you know, just everything else. But he just put out a video on the NOLA scene, Down, another band that I also enjoy. But fuck yeah, man. Hope you like the music, my friend. Cheers to you all for all you do for a corner of the metal YouTube verse. Snobbish tidings, Logan. All right, man. So people got things to do, man. I can't spend all day here blabbering on. So I need to be more like Anthony Metal Miners and just be more to the point. So use one of these deals. I actually like these boxes. And okay, what do we got here? Holy shit, dude. Duran. All she wants is I believe all I need to know. Oh, there's a sticker here. We got Euclid Records. Do I know them? Love the crown. That's pretty cool. Nice thick stock. Yeah, okay. He threw a Duran single medley here. So take that as you will, guys. I do like me some Duran, believe it or not. And I do have some of their releases. So it's really cool if I can get a single out of this. Thank you, dude. I'm an 80s kid, man. I'm a fucking 80s kid, you know? So this is the problem with these kind of logos is I never know if they're upside down or not, because I don't know what it's supposed to say. But I'll figure it out. But pretty fucking cool, man. Thanks. And what else we got? More tapes. So we got 2 tapes here. We got Metastasis. Yeah, Metastasis, Sulfuric, Cautery, and Butcher MD. Alright, man, this is fucking cool. Looks like some fucking nasty, vicious grind, death grind. Logan knows I like my grind. He likes this grind too, and so this is probably not too hard of a thing to decide to throw in a box. It looks like it came with a picture and lyrics and whatnot. Very, very cool. Yeah, looks fucking nasty, man. Can't wait to check that one out. And we also have, oh, it's just a Contusion. Yes, fuck yeah, man. This is the Contusion demo. Dropped in 22, I think it was a little for a while back, but they played the Maryland Death Fest, which is I don't know if Nick or Jeff has checked them out when they were at the Death Fest, but yeah, really cool. Just more death metal that based out of fuck, I don't even know where they're based out of. Are they based out of Maryland? I don't even know. I know it's got members. It's got members of like Coffin Dust, which are our Philly band, Chthonic Deity, fuck, man. Like, who else is? There's a few guys, but yeah, it's fucking cool, man. These guys need. This is one of those bands that still needs to put out a full length. So I'm looking very, very forward to that. I remember having that feeling with Command. When Command had dropped their demos for a while, and they finally dropped their full length. You know what I mean? I think this is another band that it's probably gonna scratch that same kind of itch. But fucking Contusion, man. Really, really cool. And then here he's got a few stickers. Wizard Dick. He did talk about them on the stream. Fucking Wizard Dick. Awesome, man. Oh yeah, Noisy Neighbors. Fucking raw DB grindcore. There you go, man. Holy shit, man. I actually don't have any of their stuff. I still need to pick up some of their material. But I fucking will, man, because I fucking love me a little bit of Noisy Neighbors here, man. Really cool. And what else? We got oh yeah, okay. No. I thought it was Gore Guts. Like that doesn't look like their logo. It's Gar Guts with the A. Gar Guts. It looks like Grind, right? Is this Grind? Noise? Death Grind? I like holographic stickers, so I'll find some use for this, man. Fucking cool, man. Dude, didn't have to do all this, man, but really greatly appreciate it. What else? He's got to throw a couple 7-inchers here, and then we can wrap it up. Holy shit. Oh, first of all, he threw this in here. A pack of pack of sleeves for my digipacks and shit. A very odd thing to throw, but you know what? When you're sending VCLT, there's nothing that says it has to be just fucking albums, man. You can send whatever you want in the box. And thanks, man. I appreciate it. I do use these, as a matter of fact. I know why you threw this in the box, because I sent him a bunch of blank jewel cases, so he's just returning the favor. So absolutely, man. You know, again, you didn't have to throw that in there, but I still appreciate it nevertheless. So 2 7-inchers right here, and definitely we got some fucking nasty ass grind. We got a Hokago Grind Time. Is this Andrew Lee's project? I know Andrew Lee has, I think that's it. I forget the exact name of his grind project. I think this is it. Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, I don't have any of his stuff. Not on the grind side. I do have some of his death metal stuff and Rip to Shreds and whatnot. But yeah, this is looks like it's a split. And this is Meat Pit? Meat? Can't quite read it. I'll have to put it in the description. I forgot what the hell the name of it is. But this is fucking cool. Thanks, man. This is yeah, Hokago Grind Time is Abababa. So very silly. Really fucking cool. So came in this nice red. Yeah, I can't even read it here. It's just that logo. And then we also have more Hokago Grind Time. Do you love anime? That's pretty sick. And then again, it's a split. So the other side is a Blue Holocaust. Look at that artwork with some fucking goblin attack. Look at that shit, dude. I'm so fucking amped to check this out, man. That looks fucking nasty. So, dude, very much appreciated. Thank you. So a lot of us who don't collect 7 inches, it's probably a very hard thing to decide to throw in the box, but I got 2 fucking bins full of 7-inch releases. So I do love me some 45s, man. So definitely gonna be hitting the turntable come tomorrow. So fucking awesome, man. I could always use some grind and some death grind, man. It's definitely my bag. You know how I roll. But I'll wrap this up here. It's been quite a long video yet again, but then again, it's been a while. So I appreciate every minute you guys actually spend watching these videos, and especially if you watch through the end. A lot of you guys don't. That's fine. I understand. I don't watch all your videos to the end either. Ha, touche. Sometimes I meant to get around to it and I never do. So that's probably one reason. But anyway, you guys are great. Thank you for watching. And as always, keep it dreadful. Thank you, Logan. So definitely check out his channel. He's got some good stuff. Or catch him with us over at the Saturday live streams. So I'll catch you all later.